All right, everybody. Welcome to the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park. Today is December 12th, 2024, and we are very happy to have Mr. Michael O'Connell on the program to talk about his not one, but two treasure hunts. You can see the books behind me right here. And Michael, I don't know if you realize this or not, but your two treasure hunts are it's about to say second. It's actually the third biggest treasure hunts that are going on right now. So there's JCB's, there's another one, and then there's yours. Yours is the third biggest that's active right now.
What's the other one? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, the other one's kind of a secret. I've been meaning to do a show on it, but I haven't really done it yet. But we'll talk about that another day. But what's awesome with yours is you don't have just one. You have two going on at the same time. So you guys, we have the books, and you can see they look a little bit the same. At first glance, you might think that's the same book, but it's not. One is Lady Liberty, and one is Riley, and we're going to get into it. Thanks for coming on the show, Mike. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right. So for a little bit of background, you were a forest fence searcher. Was that your first treasure hunt?
No, I did some treasure hunts out here in New England first.
Oh, okay.
But being a busy dad, I had 4 children. I was basically just super dad. So
Gotcha.
I wasn't really treasure hunting. Then the next thing I know, my kids were all grown up, and I turned into a crazy treasure hunter like everybody else.
Why not throw $100,000 of treasure in a couple boxes and see what happens? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, there's a long story behind that, but
I can't believe you actually did it. I mean, a year or two ago, you told us you were thinking about it. And you're like, I got an idea. And yeah.
But wait, we do need to give a little bit more of an introduction. If you guys remember, this is Michael the cop from the Northeast. He used to be on our shows and come in and just kind of give it. He was friends with Forrest. He is friends with Douglas. He was just he was that Douglas Preston. He was the nice guy, and look how nice he is now. This is very exciting. And I know it's been a long time coming because you've been talking about it, or we've you've been, I won't say teasing, because I just think you were going through the process of saying it's coming, but now it's here. So I did want to give that context. If you guys go, I know that voice, what was it? Yeah, that was back in the day, I feel like, but now you're launched. We don't want to pry for any hints or clues, but we do want to know. Can you tell us about the hunt? What inspired it? How much? What's in it? Is there a proxy? Kind of give us everything.
Okay, so there's no proxies, and all the treasure is real. So if you find it, you got it. So
this is the actual box, right?
That is, yes.
On the back, and they're different. So it's 2 different boxes. Okay, go ahead, Mike. I didn't want to cut you off.
So, no, it's okay. So, so on the back of the books, it shows some of the treasure. So, but in the book, it reveals everything. So the 250th anniversary of the birthplace of American liberty is happening coming January 1st. So it's starting into the year, and everybody's excited about it. April 19th, 1775 was the birthplace of American liberty, and Lexington and Concord, and all that Boston history. So I've been studying it like my whole life. So I decided I wanted to do a treasure hunt about that. And I've been thinking about it. I've been wanting to write books. It's been a lot of juggling. You're trying to get there with what I was going to do. And though I'm well educated, I've never written a book before. I've written a lot of theses, like most college students have, but I'd never actually sat down and wrote out a whole book. Like,
it's a humbling experience. And you not only wrote it, you did all of the working with publishers and formatting, and everything has to be just so with a treasure hunting book. So you kind of had 2 big projects in one.
Yeah. So how I did it was all the illustrations. I either took the pictures myself, or I selected them from my art collection, or I paid illustrators for them, and I physically put them in the book using software. And I wrote the whole book, and it's not perfectly edited. There's no deliberate typos to lead you to a clue. If there's a typo in it, it's because I didn't let 6 or 8 people see it before any of you, because that would be unfair, because they'd say they'll sign a statement they're not going to cheat, they won't disclose, but then they'll give it to their cousin or their girlfriend or somebody, and then it gets to a cousin, then it gets to their kid. Next thing you know, they got some secret squirrel clue, because I wouldn't delete a certain line and so I chose just to, no one's edited it but me. One of my friends looked at it that actually wrote a book, and he was just looking for typos. So that was Andy McAleer. He from Lexington. He had written a few books, so I let him look at it just to proofread it because I didn't trust anybody else, and I could trust him. So he is the only person that gave me any advice. And whether I choose to listen to him, I just smiled at him. I didn't always listen to him, but so that's how the books came to be. And the first book I wrote was Lady Liberty's Treasure Hunt, and I kind of finished it maybe in 2022. So the manuscript, and I wrote it more like it for it to be a movie. So I didn't deliberately create chapters or table of contents. It's basically like it's a story. It's like a movie, deliberately. And so when I got to the end of it, I realized that I had put too many adult themes in the book. And I just know parents, being one myself, they grab that treasure hunt book. Oh, this is great. Let's give it to the kid for Christmas. And then I realized my mother had died. My brother had died in the book. I'd lost friends I loved. And when I thought about it, I just went, oh, just like that. Just physically like that. The parent in me went, oh. And my wife's like, what's that about? I have to write another book. I have to write one for children. This isn't fair for the children because they're supposed to learn about loss when they lose their dog or they lose their fish or they lose a beloved grandmother or grandparent or aunt or uncle. They're supposed to learn it through time, not through me, not through my writing. So that's why I said Lady Liberty should be PG-13 and the other book. So anyone that under 18 can read Riley's Treasure Chase and go after it. But the other book I think is really PG-13 right through 90. If you're 90 years old, like you like Forrest, you can go get it.
And this is, I think, a first that you've done two treasure hunts, one for kids, age like 13 to 18, say teenagers, and then one for adults. And they're two separate treasure hunts, separate books.
They're two separate treasure hunts. And I know adults, and I know they're going to read the Riley book, and I know I would have done the same thing. I know treasure hunters. I know how they think because I would have got both the Forrest books if I could get them. I bought almost all his books. So I get they're going to read it. And they can read it. It's written like an adult can read it because you're not supposed to talk down to children. So I don't talk down to them, but I ask them a lot of questions because that's how you're supposed to teach children, right? I'm a Boy Scout leader and I was a youth officer and all that. So I'm used to teaching young people and I was a coach and everything. So I know how to talk to them. So, but you have to let them find the answers themselves.
Okay.
So for all the parents in the room, the Riley Treasure Chase is obviously for the children. I know JCB had said he didn't really want children or college kids doing it. So college kids and children can do both of my treasure hunts. I just asked that the adults look over the Lady Liberty treasure hunt because it's PG-13. They know their children better than me. So some kids are really sophisticated in 4th, 5th grade. Others aren't. So parents know their children best. And also, like the 18 is not like a hard age because some people, they might have a disability or some sort of learning challenge. Maybe the Riley book is easier for them. So I respect anybody's needs. And I think families know better than I know about their children and their family members.
Well, and to be fair, when you said that there were adult themes, and I thought, because I've read Lady Liberty, I haven't read Riley yet, or I've read most of it. I didn't think of adult themes, but then when you said death and those sorts of things, I went, okay. So I was thinking, like, there's nothing inappropriate in the book. There just might be some topics that a kid isn't ready for.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, I don't think I even kiss anyone in the book. There's nothing like that. It's clean cut. It's just like losing your brother. There's like you can feel the heartache. Losing your mother, you can feel, or grandparent, you can feel the heartache, and that's real, and that's what life is. And the reason we feel the heartache is because we love them so much. So in a way, it's really beautiful that we feel the heartache. But I think the same with like our relationships. We come and go through our relationships, but we love them at that time. So unless you don't love yourself back at that time, then how could you not love them back at that time? So when you look back, it's kind of like that song 15. You're always 15. Always a piece of you is always 15. 15, I'm all right with you. 15, you know that song?
I don't.
There's never a dream that's better than this. And it's like that song 15. Every one of us is still a little bit of 15 in all of us. And especially at Christmas, there's a little child in all of us. When you see a train going around, you're going to stop and look at it.
So for everybody, we should probably tell them that your 2 treasure hunts are in a specific area of the country. Do you want to tell them it's not anywhere over the U.S., which is nice. You've actually narrowed it down for people.
Yeah,
and I wish that me and K-Pro lived on the side of the country where it was, because we'd be all over this. Yeah, you want to tell them?
You guys, I'm sorry you live far away. I apologize to anybody, but I had to go through it for the Forrest Fenn thing. I had to go all the way to the Rockies, and I feel for anyone like that. But it's in the Northeast. If you fly out to Boston, it's a good place to start because Boston's a great city. I'm very plain about that. I love Boston. I'm Boston everything. I'm Boston born. But the Riley's Treasure Chase, because it's for children, is just in Massachusetts. And
in one state.
And there's a map in the middle of the book that helps you. You have to look at the map, and the children do. So I think it would be a great Christmas or Hanukkah present, the Riley's, and there's a map inside it in the middle here somewhere. I'll just try to show you the map real quick if I can find it here.
So that is in Massachusetts, in the one state. And then the other one, Lady Liberty, is still in the Northeast, but it's more states, right? Okay, so you've got a detailed map.
So
looks like
this is that's the map, right? So so that's the map inside the book. And I don't have oversized maps, but I have the ability to make them. When I first got the map, I made sure I had the ability. And I know people love those, but I wanted the books to grow on their own before I do the oversized maps. But I'll try to do them if we get critical growth. You know what I mean?
Right.
So right now we're basically, but the Lady Liberty's treasure hunt, it's a wider area. So,
can you give them the states real quick?
So it's all in New England.
Okay.
New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then I had to cruelly stop at the Pennsylvania and New Jersey line. I didn't go south of there, but even though I love the South, there was just way too much history, and the area was too big. So I believe my treasure hunt area is a little bit smaller than Forrest because his covered all the way up in Montana, and Montana is just huge. So I think my area is a little smaller, but more states. I've got 9 states.
Well, yeah, you have the little states, so you have more of them. But it's not like Montana or
So it's but as you know, New England is really beautiful. New York is beautiful. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, they're beautiful states. So I think people will have fun if they time it right. Now, in the middle of winter, unless you're going skiing, you can't go treasure hunting in the cold. And I say I don't want anyone winter searching. It's 2 degrees outside right now. I don't want you outside in that.
Would they be able to find it in the snow anyway? I mean, let's say they're in the right area. They're not going to be able to find it, are they?
I don't think you could find my treasure in the snow. No.
Okay.
And I would not recommend it. No one has to swim. There's no canoeing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's no putting yourself in harm's way. I learned all the lessons that JCB learned.
Yeah.
And we both did our own from what happened with Forrest. Obviously, what happened with Forrest thing obviously affected JCB. It affected me, and it's in my writings. So I basically I keep teaching it. I overteach it, but people make mistakes, and I don't want anyone to have a problem.
You're right, of course. Are they buried? I don't know. Do you go over this in the book? Are they buried or
the treasures are hidden? And I use the Forrest Fenn language, hidden. I don't just say if they're buried or what they are. I'm just saying they're hidden. And I will tell you, there's a blaze within 50 to 100 yards of the treasure. But I'm not going to tell you I won't tell you what the blaze is. I make references to it in the book.
Okay. And to be clear, this is not a proxy. You put 2 little treasure chests, and all the items are in those, or most of the items are in those 2 treasure chests, right?
I put the 2 treasure hunts, the two chests on the back of the treasure are out there.
They're out there. Wow, that's awesome.
Okay, I have a question. So those of you that are going, then what's in the box? We know a little bit because we had our friend call us and say, hey, I want to buy some gold from you, some
Yeah.
Forest Fen gold. I won't give away what and how much and all that,
Well,
but
our forest, your hunt and JCBs are kind of similar. You have Forest Fen items in your treasure hunt. You've got two things out there that are actually out there, two boxes that are actually out there. And you've got so many historical items in your two treasure chests. I mean,
Yeah. Well, do you have time? Did you want to read them the list, Mike?
I go through.
You have the list, right?
I'll go through a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sure.
you can.
And this is the cool part. In both books, Mike lists everything that's in the treasure. It's in the book.
I can't see it when you put that up.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
okay. When Mike's looking up that page, so some people are saying, how close can you get to it? Because you said 50 to 100 yards away. Are you going to need to grid search, or does it get you that close?
Was that a question to me?
Yeah, like if you solve how you have laid out your puzzles or the hunt, does it get you to an exact location? Or are you going to need to grid search? Because you said the blaze gets you 50 to 100 yards. 100 yards is about a football field. Is that as close?
I mean, I'm not a big grid search believer. I know that everybody says Jack did, but I think we all know Jack used a metal detector in a national park. So
yeah,
I mean,
right.
Like the rest of us didn't do that because it was buried under leaves. So, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of grid search unless you're looking for a person that's lost in the woods, because even then, those things don't even work with a team of cops.
So Candy says you don't need to grid search if you can crack the code. So it sounds like if somebody understands the clues in your book, they'll know where it is.
I don't know. I mean, I think first they got to buy the books, then they got to read the books at least twice, like Forrest said, right?
Yeah.
And then they have to get out there and then have fun. Basically, have fun first. No one can JCB can't promise you a treasure, but he can promise you'll have fun. You can have adventure. You can share your stories on social media. I think the same with me. The main thing is that you have a vacation or a weekend and you have healthy exercise, fun, fresh air, bird singing, enjoy some music in the car rides, like have fun. Like that's the bottom line,
history, right? You're going to learn about the history of the country, right?
They're going to learn about stuff they've never known before. Even I learned stuff that I didn't know. So I think a lot of people will learn a lot from the book, and I think they'll appreciate our country a little more, which would be nice in this world, because it seems like they're always fighting with each other over this or that.
Yeah.
And you seem to have blended in two different sets of stories. You have all this wonderful history and all that, but you have some stories about you and Forrest and you and different people in your life and a little bit about you. So it's kind of a very personal, but then very historic as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds.
So what I did was, one, I know how smart you are, K-Pro, and I know how smart Cow is, and then add in two more people on your team. And before you try to crack it, I know what you're all about. So when I was writing it, I'm like, oh no, I'm not just going to hand them money that takes me 4 years to make. 4 years. I'm not some rich guy from crypto. 4 years of work. That's how long it takes to make that money.
Candy thinks she knows where it is almost already, so I don't know.
I don't know. Candy said the same thing about Forest Treasure.
Yeah.
I love you, Candy, but Lorraine, I don't think it's that easy. No way. But
Lorraine, yes. 2 books, 2 treasure hunts, 2 locations, 2 separate treasure hunts.
And between the two, it's over $100,000 hunt. So
let me go through some of these items.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy. You've got a lot of gold coins, $5 Indian head gold coin, a lot of Spanish coins, a lot of pirate stuff. Archangel Michael 10-ounce silver, 999 silver bars. I mean, there's just 3 pages of these items. Now, here's the cool thing. You list all the treasure items, but you don't say which is in which treasure hunt. That's a surprise when somebody finds one, right?
That's a surprise, but also all 9 states are in play. So don't just think you're going to come to Massachusetts and be the big winner. Like,
I see.
All 9 states are in play. So you obsessed folks that think I didn't think of all 9 states, that would be wrong.
Oh, I'd fly out there in a second if me and Caper could figure out where one is. I would fly out and look. That'd be awesome. Now, here's some breaking news. you've got a finder's reward, an undisclosed finder's reward. When people find this, you say there, if you carefully follow the written instructions in the chest after you find either of the treasure hunts, there's a finder reward. So they contact you and they get something, correct?
So they would, one, hopefully they have a nice book so I can sign the book so I know they're a real treasure hunter like you. I don't want some sketchy person like showing up. I'm like, hey, respect the other searchers. At least go get a book, right? So I'll sign your book. I'll look at the treasure, see it's a real treasure. I'll give them a reward, and then I can announce if a treasure's been found. So once the Riley treasure's been found, that's the end of the Riley treasure chase. So if it hasn't been found, it's still going on. So I'm going to let people know as people let me know. So, but if somebody does something super sketch, they'll get zero finder's reward because no way.
So here's this question from Steve Jobs. How long do you think the hunt will last? I mean, do you expect it to be found next year? Do you think it'll go 10 years? Do you have any idea?
I don't know, because Forrest treasure, his was out. I'm not disrespecting any other part of the country, but that's a rural area.
Yeah.
Boston alone, we got more people than those 4 states put together.
Yeah.
So just out in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, the population here is huge. So it depends how many people decide they want to go treasure hunting.
Right.
And it depends how good they are at it. I it's hard to know. It's hard to predict. And I think it would be a mistake to assume that it would last a long time, but I think it would also be a mistake to think that it's going to be found overnight. I really have no clue when it will be found.
And if this really takes off in Boston, if you can get on the news in Boston, I mean, you could sell thousands and thousands of these. It's just, you got to get the word out.
Especially because JCB's not available. His book's not available. So guys, I know a lot of you have been messaging me. I really want JCB's book because for Christmas, it's not available. This one is. I love you, John, but it's all about availability. We can't get a straight answer about when the ebook's coming out. This one's big, and he has it hard copy, which is a little pricier, but you have it soft copy and ebook, right?
So if
it's a nice coffee table book.
You want to use my websites to get it, because I discounted the books on my website.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the reason the books are so expensive is I hope none of you decide you're going to do your own treasure hunting book, because if you do, you get gouged by everybody. So this first, number one, about the federal government, right? And then you got your income tax in your own state. So if you make any money, you owe them. So right up front, that's a third of your money, right? Massachusetts.
I'm in Nevada. You don't have a state income tax then, but I digress.
So right away, I'm in Massachusetts, so I'm thinking right away I'm out 34%, right? So then if you go through the big dogs, because you have to, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, every other retailer in the world, they're taking minimum 30-40% minimum.
Yeah, you're not doing this to get rich, obviously.
So right away, so then you're out that. Then you got to produce the book. So the book's going to cost you $34 just to make the book, or $28 if it's paperback. So then you're going to make the book. So that money for the book, each book that's made comes from the author. No one else is taking that risk. That's the author's money. So right away there's $30. So if I do well, I get $15, $16 a book. But then I have to pay for my website, my lawyers, my trademarks, my CPA, my all the people that help me with the covers, the maps, the interior deck.
The treasure alone, what you paid to get all the items for the treasure.
So I figured
this isn't a money making scheme.
Yeah.
If I could sell 15,000 books or more, maybe I'd get my money back. But I can't assume I'm going to do that. So this is about goodwill to others. This is about go have fun with your children. Go have fun with your friends, laugh, enjoy yourself in Boston or New York or New Jersey, Pennsylvania, or, enjoy some history. Go someplace and take pictures and share it on social media, because that's what Forrest thing really was. Like, if you think about it, it was all about fun. None of us got any treasure. I bought 7 of Forrest coins, right? So, like, I had to buy the coins. He didn't give me any of his coins. Like, I had to buy them, right?
Did you say you bought 7?
I bought 7 coins, yeah.
So 7 of Forrest Fenn's gold coins are in this treasure hunt?
I will say this. 7 of Forrest Fenn's gold coins were in the chest. I'm not saying they stayed in the chest.
Okay.
So
we don't know how many.
Our guarantee, don't, because I stopped counting everything. There's at least 3 Forrest Fenn treasures in the chest, and I didn't like look at what's what, but Cape Bro did and Cal did sell me 2 of theirs. So
Yes.
like there's proof that they sold me 2.
That's true.
Yep.
But there's other stuff I think that is probably more valuable than Forrest, and I'm not putting down his treasure hunt or him.
It's just gold. Yeah.
It's just, I think it's nicer. Like, where do you get a 1775 English coin? Where do you get that? Where do you get?
Is there one item that you think is worth the most out of everything? I know you have like Civil War bullets. You have some historical items in the chest
I mean,
too.
there's some really valuable items in those chests.
Okay, so people are asking how to buy the book. Mike just put the
right.
link, so please go to that. And Mike Cowlazars, this is for you. Riley's treasure hunt is in a particular state. So Cowlazars, can you tell us what state that is?
Massachusetts, everybody. However, I can never say the word the right way.
How about Massachusetts, Michael?
That was a request by the chat room. Thank you, Michael.
All right. So the kids' book, and Huli said,
hold on, wait a second. Let me mispronounce Las Vegas. We'll leave it out.
Lost wages. Yeah, exactly. So Huli asked, is there an age group for the children's book? Do they have to be a minimum age?
So
be like,
I mean, different people's children are different, sophisticated. So like you guys know your children the best. So you look over the book, get the Riley book, because you don't want to wait, because what if you can't get them soon? I don't know what will happen, but they could take off, because there's 3 newspaper articles coming out this week about the books. So, and now there's this show, so hopefully, 50,000 people come by the book.
But
it's about having fun. So it's not, I think you'll have a great time if you come out to Boston, especially during when we're celebrating the 250th anniversary. But the same thing, like I deliberately did it so all 8 years of the American Revolution is in play. So
okay, there is someone that has asked, can they get their book signed at the conference we're having?
Unfortunately, I've got no money left, and I'm lucky I'm not divorced. I can't afford the conference. I would love to be there and see you all, but it's just like I can't afford the flights. I can't afford. I'm like, I'll just give you an idea. I'm not trying to fall on the sword. I'm going to work a police traffic detail tomorrow to try to pay for my ads and Google. It's going to be 0 out. I'm like going to work because I don't have enough money to even keep my company going. So I'm just barely afloat. Like, it's just a tough world. It's just.
Well,
I wanted to be fair since the question came into the chat, so I did want to ask.
We always say support treasure hunt creators, and Mike's done a big one. So there are 2 websites. He's got a website per book. Everybody, let me show you. The links are in the description down below. I've also put the links in the chat, and the best way to get it is to go to Ingram Spark. Right here, he's got to click hardcover, paperback. And it's awesome that Mike has put out a hardback, a paperback, and an ebook. You have an option of out of the 3 or all 3. So the paperback is $55, and if you go to the Amazon link right here, you can get the ebook for $14.99. That's it. You can get both books, $14.99 each, and the ebook or the hardback, which is what we got, which are very nice coffee table books.
I will tell you, especially when you have friends over that don't know about your treasure hunting, if you're to pick a book and if you can afford it, the book is like Forrest, but I would say it's a little bit bigger and thicker. It is that level of quality. So I would pick the hard copy. I'm just saying, of course, what we do is we're going to get this book, the hard copy, but then we'll also get the ebooks. And then you can listen. I want to put it on like audio and you can like do that in Kindle or whatever.
So Eileen, she says, how do you add it to cart? You're not actually ordering it off the website. The website has a link that takes you to another website where you order it. So where on the bottom for InstaSpark, I believe it's called. Yeah, Ingram Spark. Sorry, Ingram Spark. Click that link or Amazon if you want the ebook. It'll take you there, and then you order it from there like you would anything else.
And Barry says, please thank you, Mike, for creating this hunt. He has a big heart.
That's right. I mean, 100K is nothing to sneeze at. That is awesome.
That's exciting.
The truth of it is, it's more like 150K.
Is that right?
By the time I'm done, it's probably 200K. So it's just
because everything's going to go up.
Everything all the incremental. It's just like you just have to know that if you put more than 100,000 into treasure, and then you got to find as reward so that people are honest. Because I don't want what happened with Jack when the treasure was found and nobody knew. Like, yeah, don't play shenanigans with my treasure. Like, I want
Right.
you folks to know if Riley's is gone, I'm going to tell you. If a state is knocked out of play, I'm going to tell you. Like,
Right.
even though I love those states and I've been to them, I don't know,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. Like, I've been them countless times. Like, so when you're reading it, it's more like a tourism book. It's more like 2 tickets to the Red Sox. And remember,
Yeah.
if 4 people go, even if the book was $100, it's really only $25 each. So,
True.
like, if K-Pro and Kyle are smart, they're going to have 2 books, right? They're going to switch the books after they read them, right?
Yeah.
They're going to give them to their kids to read. If 4 or more kids read it, those books are now cost you less than $25. And now you're going out for an event. It's going to cost you more to gas up your car. Let's be honest, right? So It's going to cost you more to feed yourself. 2 people to go to a nice restaurant in Massachusetts, have a couple beers and a couple burgers, it's $98.
Yeah.
So like my books are a lot cheaper than that. So some people are like, oh, the book's too expensive. Like, don't blame me.
Well, you have options now. And I think it was fair that some people really want to be a part of these, but they'd have to save up with overtime and things for a while.
Yeah.
This actually, because you've given so many options, I think it's really shown where your heart is. Of yes, you still have the option that the coffee table book, if you will, but then you have options from $14.99 all the way up.
The ebook is huge.
Yeah,
And the book just released maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I
So
believe.
technically the book was released on November 5, but
Okay.
But what really happened is that's how they turned the book on, and then I had to order it to look at it, and then I had to wait for it to ship to me. Then I gotta edit it, give it back to my person, and all of a sudden the books get frozen while I fix it.
So we can order it back then.
Because I can't edit it myself, I have to go through somebody else. I have to pay them. So then they fix it. I gotta pay, and then I turn it back on. So then one person on Discord was a little rude, but they said, oh, it's too much money. And I thought about it, and I'm like, I spelled out all the expenses. Like, I was making nothing, but everybody else was making money. So I thought about it, and that's when I decided I spent $2,000 more dollars I didn't have, and I created the ebooks and the paperback to protect people, because I grew up poor. I couldn't even afford an ebook when I was a kid. That's how poor I was. So I thought about it a long time, and even though it cost me $2,000, I'm never going to get back. I'm going to give people options. If they want the ebook, they want the ebook, and that's preference. That's personal taste. That's finances. There's all kinds of different people. That's children in the back of cars reading an ebook while the parents are driving. I personally like the hardcover books for treasure hunting. If I got JCB's hardcover, I got Forrest Fenn's hardcover, I got the Once Upon a Star paperback.
I don't know. It might be okay. Here's what I think: you need the tabletop, the nice hard copy for when you have guests over and you can talk about how you're a treasure hunter. You need the soft copy when your boots on the ground because you don't want it heavy, and then you need the Kindle version for when you're sitting in bed. You need all 3.
You need all 3. Somebody said they only see the Kindle version, so you need to go to the website. Links are in the description. Links are in the chat. Each website will take you to Ingram Spark is where you can order the book. You can do paperback, you can do hardback, and on Amazon you can do the ebook.
The ebook,
you 3 options.
The ebooks are on any ebook platform, because Ingram Spark, they deal with 39,000 retailers. And just to give you an idea, my books are for sale in United Kingdom, Australia, Germany. I've already sold books in Germany. I've already sold books in England. So
that's awesome.
Because that's how big they are. They're huge.
Well, it's funny. I just went to an author conference, and they had this expo where everybody had booths. And there was this huge booth in the very front where it was like 5 times as big as anyone else's booth. And there they were, Ingram Spark. We had just talked about using Ingram, and I'm like, there they are. They are kind of the big one.
So the thing about my book, you see the pirate on the front? That pirate, that's me. That represents me. That's my dog, Riley.
Nice.
And so it's a real pirate's treasure. I just want you to understand that there's real pirates' coins inside that's treasure. Like Mike didn't read the dates to you. That he missed the dates. That
1700, 1800.
The coins are the bottom are more than 250 years old. Like, just to give you an idea, I would have gone treasure hunting for just one of those coins.
Right.
Just one of them. Just one. Not the chest full of. Just one. If I could have gotten a 1775 coin, I would have treasure hunted for one coin.
That's pretty awesome.
So it's people aren't thinking. I don't know that JCB, his stuff's really cool, but I don't think he has stuff from 250 years ago.
Right.
No, like because mine is about America. Mine's about the birth of America, and so you're gonna learn all that stuff, and I hope you like it. I hope you have fun, and I thank Christy and Cal for letting me come on the show. And I'm trying to be honest, but I can't tell you everything because that ruins the fun.
Right. Well, thank you for doing the treasure hunts.
There's more than one treasure. That's all I can tell you. You got to figure out the rest yourself. All 9 states are in play in Lady Liberty's treasure hunt. All 9. So
yeah, interesting. Okay. So now Lorraine says, how about give away a book at Seeking Treasure Con?
So I gave K-Pro and Ian Cow books to give away to you all.
You gave the secret away.
Yes, I shipped them to them, so they got some for the, because I couldn't go to the conference. I felt bad, and I know how much love they have in their heart for you. And I'm not like being cheap about them. I'm just like, oh, these things are hard to get right now. Like
so guys, if you come on.
It's hard because people are like, oh, the books are so much. Somebody said the books are so much money, and I'm like, I just bought 200 books. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just confusing, but bookstores are tough. Like, I walked in and they won't even like talk to me. They want all the money and they won't even, like, I'm just like looking at them. Like, I don't even know what to say. So just because I'm being, good of heart doesn't mean like, if you look, be careful, because there's people selling my books for over $200. They're selling my book for 166, which makes me mad, but that's capitalism. They're allowed to do it. So just be careful. Don't buy from Captain Sketchy when you can go on my website and get it for what's $30 off the retail price, right? $30. So technically it's a Christmas discount.
Right.
That's how I was able to do that. But
okay,
I'm going to see how it plays out. But I would get them at Christmas time because I don't. It's a discount. I discounted them for the holidays. When I say Christmas, I mean Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I'm Catholic, but
so those has been breaking news because we haven't put it out yet. So one of the raffle items, everybody that has paid their way into the con event, the actual conference, we are going to have a raffle. Everybody gets 5 raffle tickets, and there's going to be a variety of items. And you can put all 5 in one if you want it. You can put 1 in 5 different. We're going to have lots of different items. But Michael paid it forward again for all you treasure hunting.
Will be there, so you can. Somebody's going to win both books. We hope you signed them before you sent them, Mike.
No, I didn't, because Ingram shipped it directly to you.
Okay.
So because there's so many delays, like I'm still waiting for 100 hardcover books.
Gotcha.
They're not that easy to get. The paperbacks, they produce them quicker, and they're lighter. They ship faster, and the shipping is less. So the hardcover, it's heavier because it's a hardcover. Most of my books are hardcover. I don't like paperback as much. Right. I'll even tell you, like one of my favorite books by David Galvin, The Minuteman, is a great book, right? So I got 2 of them. I found the hardcover that's really rare. I bought it.
Yeah.
Now I have 3 of the same book because I love hardcover. Even though this is a nice book, I don't like paperback as much. So everybody has different tastes.
Right.
So it's
all right, everybody. 2 books, $100,000 worth of treasure, maybe even 150. Mike said, but as the price of gold goes up, and a lot of these values, a lot of the items are pirate coins, gold and silver. That value is just going to go up. So 100 to 150K between both. 2 separate treasure chests that you're looking for. Mike gave the 9 states. There's a 9-state search area for the one book. And the kids' book is in Massachusetts.
Hey, Massachusetts.
I love it every time.
Boston strong. Let's go.
So go to Boston.
He seriously can't. He can't. He learned it that way.
Yeah.
It is hilarious.
He's just teasing me. He's beating me up the way he always beats me up.
So I hope next summer, when everybody's out looking at, you'll do like a meetup, Mike. I hope you can meet people somewhere and sign people's books next summer.
I would prefer that people go like with at least 2 people, because I went out when I did the Forest Fen thing. I went out with my son, but then when he left, I was by myself treasure hunting. Number one, that's not the smartest thing to do. Now, even though I'm a trained Boy Scout leader and trained in the outdoors, I've been in the outdoors my whole life. It's still a little risky. So
for sure.
if you don't know where you are, you don't want to get lost and be that guy on the cell phone calling the police to come get you in the woods. Like, don't. I think you're always better off with the compass, with somebody with a good map, and not alone, because it's more fun to laugh and take pictures with two people. Like,
I just was out with
go out
Cynthia.
to dinner because
it's so much fun.
After you're treasure hunting, when you're done for the day, you got no one to hang out with and to talk about it or talk about how sore your legs are. Maybe you walk too far. But I think it's better with more than one person.
I can tell you, okay, Cynthia's 72. I am 48. We were out boots on the ground 2 weeks ago. And when we didn't find it, we had a snowball fight. What adult people have snowball fights except for crazy treasure hunters? And then we went up to the bar, had a couple drinks, shared our stories. It's so much fun. It's you can't beat it with a friend, with family, but with someone. I love it.
Wherever you go, you should be safe. So the 5 problems that happened with Forrest Fenn's treasure, that were not his fault. That was other people's fault. So if we want to honor Forrest's memory and we want to be good to JCB, Mike O'Connell, and this other treasure that we don't even know about. Right? So when I select this treasure, I just want you to know my treasure was the biggest in the United States when I set it up.
Right.
JCB came out of nowhere. I didn't see him coming. So I give him credit. I like his book. It's different than mine. Mine teaches history, which is a lifetime lesson. His is a little different. We talk about 5 or 6 of the same people, though. I find that interesting. I don't know what year he was born, but it seems like we're influenced by a lot of the same people.
He seems like an older soul, maybe, because he
talked about
51.
Yeah, he talked about, like, I think I'm a decade older than him, but he talked about a lot of the same people.
He did. There's some similarities I noticed.
You know what else is interesting is, like my writing choices, all the poets I like, but I live here. You get what I'm saying? Like I've been to all those places. I don't, he might have flown out here once and dropped up a treasure and took off, but I don't think he was really here. So not the same way. Like I live here. Like I've always lived here.
I think you have the same Robert Frost quote as he does, and it was funny because there's some definite overlap.
So I would tell you this up front is when you guys get some leak pages. I don't want to say they're leak pages, but they were given to you to market or whatever. Somebody read that. I was so mad when I found out. I'm like, I wrote the damn book. Like I finished my whole book. Like my whole book was done. Like I'm waiting for other people. So like I was waiting for my professionals to do my covers, to do my interior design. I'm like, what is that? I was like God bless them, but hey, fair game. It wasn't my writing. That's Robert Frost. But I was a little surprised that he's talking about people like Waldo Emerson. Like I'm like, what? What's he doing talking about these guys? It does. I was just surprised by it. He's talking about Kennedy. I'm an Irish Catholic. Right? Like, of course I'm going to talk about John Kennedy, right? My mother was born in Ireland. Like, he's talking about Kennedys. I'm like, I'm talking about the Kennedys. I'm like, what is this? So I thought it was kind of an interesting coincidence.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Now, it'll be really interesting if one of JCB's treasure boxes is found in your state. Like, that will be really interesting, too.
Yeah.
I just off the record, if JCB put it, well, no, JCB's probably watching. Hey, JCB, give me a plug to all your people since you stepped on my 2 treasure hunts. Because I got one for kids, and I don't have as much money as you, but I got as much heart, right? So I got as much heart, and I don't know who's got more talent, but I think you're great. But give me a plug to all your readers so they do my treasure. At least at minimum, it's practice for your treasure. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going after any treasure you got in the Northeast, because if I find JCB's treasure, I become the biggest treasure hunt in the Northeast.
The publicity alone, that's right.
So because I was far away from Forrest, I'm not far away from the Northeast. If JCB put one in the Northeast, I'm going to go get it.
Right.
And then I'll be like sitting on here, and the next time I'm talking to you, I'll be like, what's that about JCB's treasure? anybody see this box before? Yeah, I would love to do that. I think that'd be fun too. And I'm not putting them down. I'm giving them respect.
Yeah, there's enough room for everybody to do these treasure hunts for sure. It's a big country. 3D Bronze with the $2 super chat. Thank you. Says look forward to working on these. Thanks, Michael, and that's to you, Michael. Yeah, I mean Lorraine bought in, Candy bought in. We have a couple people in the chat that have bought in as well, and I'm sure that as you know this video gets out there, more and more people hear it. The sales I think will start picking up. They'll start snowballing through the winter.
Yeah, well, today I think we had over 60 people on the website.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, and yesterday I think was 40, and so I'm trying all the Google ads and the Facebook ads and all that. That's trying to reach everybody in those states because I don't want to leave any. I don't want to be unfair to anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
I want everybody to have the same chance, whether they're in Maine or Pennsylvania, wherever they are. I want them all to have the same chance.
Right.
So,
okay, 2 websites. They're in the description down below. I've put them in the chat. You go there, hardback, paper book, ebook, get all 3. Perfect Christmas presents. Over 100,000 between both of these treasure chests in the northeast part of the U.S. On our Discord, we have 2 channels set up, one for each treasure hunt. So once you get your book and you start reading, start talking to people. Maybe you guys can help each other out with putting clues together with, what they think of the book. Michael's in there. He's going to be reading what you guys post. I don't know if he'll comment, but he'll be in there reading for sure. Discord link is down below. And I mean, everybody's waiting for JCB's book. Get Mike's book. They're available. Mike's got his books available. And Mike had ebooks before JCB. So there you go.
Boom.
In your face, JCB.
JCB's, he's chasing right behind me. So yeah. I released my books on the 5th. 1 week later, he releases his book on the 12th. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Give me a couple months here.
All right, go over the 8 states one more time, Mike, real quick.
9 states.
9, okay.
All of New England, which is Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island.
Okay.
So 9 states. It's all of New England, the whole New England, right to the Canadian line. It's not in Canada. We love the Canadians. I invite the Canadians to come down. I invite the people from England to come on over. Ireland, come on over. France, Spain. Anyone can come, because they're part of the melting pot. They help make this country what it is. So let them come, treasure hunting, but it's not outside the continental United States. Okay. And it's not south of Pennsylvania or New Jersey. So you can visit the nation's capital. I hope you do, but you won't find any of my treasure there.
And breaking news, I think Mike confirmed there is a blaze we're looking for. So you're going to have to read the book. You're going to have to read the book to understand what that means. Candy, if for anybody who doesn't know, we're going to do a Zoom on JCB's hunt, but we're going to do a Zoom in about 15 minutes. And Candy, I want you to tell us what you think of the book because you got the ebook, you read it. I've read most of it, so let's talk about it in the Zoom just a little bit. Okay, and the other thing is we will have both copies of the book available at the con at Seeking Treasure Con. Thank you, Mike, for sending the book.
Available to win. You have to order it yourself if you're looking for one to win.
You can always give it to somebody you love if you win it. So just I probably wouldn't wait because I've been waiting for the hardcover books for feels like forever, but I'm still waiting for my hardcover books. They haven't shipped.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's just the nature. That's the nature of this time of year. There's so many demands on books that you don't get them till later. Yeah. That's all right. You can celebrate Little Christmas, when the wise men go back. You guys all know about Little Christmas, right? So there's the main Christmas, and then when the wise men go back, they give each other gifts. That's Little Christmas.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. A lot of people love Little Christmas, so if they come late, just celebrate Little Christmas.
There you go.
Yes.
The real question is, which box is going to be found first? One of JCB's or one of Mike's?
I think JCB's going down in the Northeast.
There you go.
I almost had Forrest. I was so close to Forrest Bend's treasure. I almost had it.
9 Mile Hole?
I was there, with my son. I was so close to it. And I even have a map. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I made a map. Let me show it to you. You got a second?
Yeah. So pretty awesome. I mean, over $100,000 treasure hunt. That is nothing to sneeze at. Third biggest active treasure hunt right now.
You have to include treasure games, so I'd say top 5.
Oh yeah, I take it back. So actually, probably the 4th biggest. Then I forgot about treasure
Let's
games.
just say top 5 because you guys don't need to all compete.
All right, tell me when this is in focus.
Okay. Yeah, we can see it. Fly fishing for gold. Bring it back a little bit. Back. Yeah, we can see it. Where'd you get that map from? That's pretty cool.
So this map here, right? I made this map and I sent a giant wooden copy. I gave it to Forrest.
I remember. Map. Yeah, I remember you telling us about this years ago.
This map, this is before. Look at the date. This is 1 of 1. It was made October 1st, 2019.
Okay.
And I put all the specs together long before it because I knew the treasure was there. So I actually made the map because I was going to go get the treasure. So it's right. You know what I mean? You can see 9 Mile Holes right there.
Right.
See all the stuff on the map. This is one of a kind, by the way. This is the only one.
You get one to Forrest, right? Maybe Shiloh may be selling it on eBay for $19.99.
Oh yeah, you couldn't get one of these. This is the only one. So this one, but I sent Forrest a giant wooden one, and he loved it. And he did. He turned around and sent me coins from his collection.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They weren't the gold expensive, but they were like Spanish galleon coins. It was pretty cute, and a nice note from him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm not lying. I got evidence. I was close.
Well, everybody, get Mike's book, and you can see how close you can get to solving Mike's 2 treasure hunts.
I wonder if somebody will have a map like this someday of my treasure. I don't know. Who knows?
Next summer will be interesting in the Boston area. It'll be really interesting to see if people are doing meetups, see how much traction this thing gets over the winter. So,
I mean, if you can come to Boston, if the weather looks good in April, that's April 19th, the Patriots Day weekend. That's when they do all the fun stuff. They got parades, they've got reenactments, and all the towns around it will make a big deal of it. So you'll have a ball because you'll be in Boston. Like the marathon will probably be crazy, the Boston Marathon.
Right. Yeah, that's a big one.
So it's a great time. But if the weather's bad, the weather's bad. So if you it's unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to get for April here. Yeah. You could get a nice day, or you could be 22 degrees saying, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So make sure you look at the weather. It's not normally 22. It's normally, but sometimes it's wet and 40s. So just be careful on Patriots Day. That's all I can say.
I'm not saying it, Doug. I'm not saying it. All right, everybody. There it is. 100 to 150K. Both books available. Hardback, paperback, ebook also. And there it is. You got all winter to read the books, figure out what these clues mean, and be ready for your boots on the ground in the summer next year, spring, summer. Yeah. So thanks, Mike. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you all. Thank you for letting me come on the show, and good luck with all your treasure hunting.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. We appreciate it. Okay. Till next time. And yes, we are going to do a Zoom in about 10 minutes. In the Discord is the link. So,
and guys, the Zoom will only take the first 100. We had about 300 last time. So that means you're going to need to go into the Let's Talk About It in Discord if you don't get the first 100. And then we'll let you know in spaces.
If we get 100, we'll see.
We'll get 100.
We're going to talk about that damn word search again. You don't have a word search in your book, do you, Mike?
No word search.
No word search.
I'm not going to tell you if I do. No clues, hints, or slips.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And thanks for sending the books, Mike. We really
thank you for having me. Love you both.
Next summer, come back on. Give us an update.
You have to play the soundboard for El Fugo, who's given us 2 super chats.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing a book giveaway, too.
The super sticker.
Oh, not this one.
Oh no, don't do a bad one. Do a fun one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What do you think of the soundboard, Michael? This is not good.
Soundboard? What? The soundboard's great.
No, I was talking about Michael O'Connor. Oh, he laughed. See, he's so mad about your horrible clips. He didn't want to be
here
a
you
part
go.
of them.
That was just for you, baby.
There you go. It was just for K-Pro. Yeah.
Okay, I got to go cook his dinner, guys. I got 10 minutes to get it in the oven so I can be on the. You're not doing the Zoom without me, and you let me in first. Don't share that link until you give it to me. Okay. I'll see you guys
we're going to Zoom in 15 minutes. We'll see you there, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And we will be back Monday with more JCB shows. And again, we're doing that free book giveaway Monday. So send your sound clips to cowlazars@gmail.com. We've gotten probably 30. We've gotten a lot. So we will vote on those. We're going to vote those. We're going to vote for the winner live in Monday's show in the chat. So we'll see you then. All right. That's it. Goodbye. Good night. See you next time.